Hi, today's tutorial we are going to focus on how you can create VAT. Some call it sales tax, some country call it HST, while some country call it GST. But in general view, most of the country knows it as sales tax. What is sales tax? In case you don't know what they mean by sales tax is any tax your customer pay on goods and services render to him. So it's got to be included as part of his invoice. So for example, if I've bought goods or services worth 10,000, your tax might be 7,750 based on the percent on the of the tax. Different country has their own percentage. So that is what they call sales tax. And this tax will be rendered to government later on, because it's just like each company is helping government to collect it from the customer and render it to government at a later date. That's what they call sales tax. So how can you be able to set up sales tax in QuickBooks Desktop? So this is what we are going to focus on this particular tutorial. To set up sales tax, you can set up sales tax in two ways. You can set up sales tax in two ways, or VAT in two ways. The first one is you go to list menu, you will click item list, then right click anywhere on the screen, then click new. Now where dis tab is, service come by default. It is then left for you to tell the system that you are creating sales tax. So you go to sales tax item. So you come under the sales tax name, you enter the name they call it in your own country. If it's VAT, you enter VAT. If it's HST, you enter it. If it's GST, you enter it. So it depends on the country that you are watching this video from. So let me use VAT based on my own country. The under here I put it in full. Look at it. The software QuickBook will give you sales tax by default because that's how they are program it. It's then left for you to give the full meaning of that particular VAT or GST or HST you have put there. So my own is value added tax. That's the full meaning. Then I come here to enter the percentage. If my country is using 7.5, I enter 7.5 there. That percentage that is behind the percentage must be there. You don't remove it. Don't remove it. If it's 5%, just enter 5%. That percent must be inclusive. Then you have to make sure that you create the agency that is collecting the VAT from you. From you. So if the name of that particular agency is not here, you go to add new to create that agency that you are going to be paying that VAT into. The purpose of that one is that as you are using VAT against any item or services in your invoices or in your sales, the software automatically be calculating it and put it in that company, that agency you have created there, in his account, and you be showing it. So when you go to where the agency name is located, you know total number of VAT that company is expecting from you. So now I want to enter it now. I put it under, let's say, FIRS or any other thing. Let me put it in capital letter so that you're able to. So this FIRS in my own country is Federal Inland Revenue Service. If your country is different from it, enter the name of the agency that is collecting that VAT from you, enter this name. If you come to put other the address and go, it's not compulsory, but if you have it, enter it. I click OK. So after I click OK, it's going to put it here. And then I will click what? OK. That's first method. Another thing is that another method you can use to create VAT is this. You can go to edit, preference. You will click sales tax, then click company preferences. If you look at it in here now, I will click add sales tax item. This is another method. I still follow the same procedure. I get it now. This is sales tax item, this is sales tax name, this is VAT. Description value added tax 7.5, and I will collect the company. That's another method of doing that one. So these are the two methods of creating value added tax or sales tax. Now, the difference between that particular area you have gone to and this one is just to let come here and know when do you pay sales tax. That is to say, is it monthly you are rendering sales tax to the agency? Is it week? Is it quarterly? Is it annually? So now you select it. That is not you are calculating, but when you are paying it to the agency after you have already charged your customer and you have collected it from the customer. So that's why you are going to select it from here to know that. And another thing is this: coming here, you see identify taxable amount is this. This one is showing you that anytime you have selected any particular item that is taxable, meaning that it's going to calculate sales tax on, it's going to show on the invoice letter T. But if you don't want it to be like that one, that is to say you don't want letter T to show beside it, whether it is taxable or not, it's going to be plain. You mark it away. But if you want them to be knowing that this is what we have applied tax on, it will show on the invoice, so that your customer will know that they pay tax on this, they have paid sales tax on this, and this one is not taxable, this one is not taxable. This is where you are going to set it. That's the difference between creating it from your um items and coming to preferences to set it up. So after you have set it up, you can just click OK, and that's how you are going to do that one. Now, by default, anytime you have used this value added tax, it's going to report to this chart of account sales tax payable. Is by default. QuickBooks has designed a particular chart of account that is going to be recording all your sales tax here. So it now depends on the accounting term you are using in your country. For example, in my own country, they use it, they call it VAT. I can come here and change the name to VAT. So I don't need to create chart of account specifically for VAT sales tax I have already created. It's already there. My own just to edit the name and suit the what they call it in my country. So by coming down here, I can click here and change it to VAT, and I click save and close. Or I call it VAT payable. It depends on what I want to call it. But professionally, they always call it VAT payable. Payable. If you create another new chart of account thinking that this is what you're going to be using to track all your VAT or sales tax, it's going to be empty. This is what the software will be using to track it. Chart of account number 25500 is by default. You cannot change it. So that is how to create your VAT and go to the necessary chart of account that's going to be recording it. You can create as many tax as possible and use it on different ways. So you are going to follow the same procedure when you are creating it. So that is how you can be able to, if you go to back to your what, your item and you see value added tax is here and you see 5%, that's how to create chart of account and sales tax. Now to use it, how can you be able to use it? That is when you go to how can you produce, how can you be able to post sales invoice, receipt and other things. But this is the way to create your two ways to create your sales tax. Thank you very much. You can subscribe to our channel so that you'll be able to be receiving weekly tutorial on QuickBooks Desktop. Thank you very much.